Hello everybody, this is the Daydreamer with Daydreams and Nightmares, and it is time for another welcome to my Collection Wednesdays. We are still in the Valiant universe. This time, the subject is Rye. Um, this is probably one of the collections I have from this that I don't remember. I swear I had some of these other books from the very beginning run. Might have sold them, may never have bought them. All the covers look familiar, so I may have at one point seen them. Anyway, I'm off on a tangent here. Rye is actually two different titles. If you want to get technical as well, Rye is Volume 2, and Rye and the Future Force, which you can see some in the background there. I don't have very many duplicates from this run either. So I only have the 3 extra in the background there. That was actually Volume 3 of Rye, and the current run of Rye is actually Volume 4. The very first volume of Rye was actually run in the books of Magnus, the robot fighter. The first 4 issues, I believe, of Rye were accompanied those books, and it wasn't until we have these first group of books that were the on his own that would be considered volume number 2. Rye is the first original hero created by Valiant. He has that distinction of being the first original Valiant hero character. And of course, he only lasted 8, or technically 9, with the 0 that you're looking at here, before they decided to reinvent the wheel with Rye and turn him into part of a team of superheroes, which I think they kind of lost sight of the character they created. Rye is the spirit guardian that protects Japan, and this is a mantle that is passed down from father to son, and a lot of the storyline takes place in the 41st and 42nd century, same time as Exo Man-O-War and Magnus the Robot Fighter and Solar are all from the future, and we get to see several incarnations of Rye as part of his storyline. And the book that you're currently looking at is the origin story of him that actually covers about 2,000 years of history of Rye in the origin and reinventing of Rye as the rising sun versus, I believe that's what they were calling him, rising spirit, versus just Rye, the guardian of Japan. Anyway, the very first run of Rye, once again, was in Magnus. This run of where it was titled just Rye, on his own, in his own book, ran for 8 issues only, plus the 0 origin story, which was the relaunch of. So this one came after 0, came after number 8, and before they started doing Rye and the Future Force, which started at number 9 going forward. And there were a total of 33 issues altogether in this run. Let's see, what you're looking at currently is the origin story. This is the first full appearance of the new Rye. It's also the partial origin, or first appearance, sorry, this is also the first appearance of Bloodshot in this book as well. The cover art is done by David Lapham and Tom Ryder, and writer is Bob Layton. Now, these first few books that are all part of the Rye story, and I'll go on and show you the next one. Well, I do not have issues 1 or 2. First issue I have is number 3. These books have a variety of different artists. I only have in this very first run the Origin, number 3, number 5, and number 6. Number 3 and number 5 include appearances by the Eternal Warrior. The cover art here is done by Joe St. Pierre, and the story is written by David Michelini. And that is also with the next book here as well. Number 5 is the same. It is cover art by Joe St. Pierre, and writer is Dave Michelini. Appearance by Eternal Warrior in this one as well. Again, I do not have number 4. I do have number 6 here. Cover here for number 6 is actually done by Frank Miller. Writer is David Michelini on this one. This is part of, and here is what a lot of people speculate as well. They say that this entire Unity crossover event, which included Rai here, this is chapter 7 of the Unity event, is part of what killed Rai, because the resolution of the Unity crossover event is what helped create the Future Force and change the entire aspect of how they treated this storyline. Of course, the next one I have is when we suddenly decide to change it. And like I said, we went away from being Rai to being Rai and the Future Force. And I think they kind of lost sight of the character that they had by trying to take the Rai into this superhero team that they've created. And I kind of lost sight myself as well with this story. I do have, like I said, 9 through 22 is what I have, with a couple missing in between. Cover art here on this particular one you're looking at is Sean Chen and Bob Layton. Storyline is written by Layton, by Layton and by John Ostrander. This is the very first appearance of Rai in the Future Force with the new title change. So this would be issue 1, but they decided to continue the numbering of this as well. And you do have appearances here. As you can see, the characters on the front, the Geomancers, Magnus, the Eternal Warrior, Exo Man of War all make appearances in this particular issue as well. Number 10. Now, 10, 11, I do not have 12 or 13. 14 and 15 all are cover art by Sean Chen and Catherine Bollinger, with writing being done by John Ostrander on all of these. We have number 10 right here. Number 11, again, Chen and Bollinger on the cover art. And then I do not have 12, or sorry, I have 12. Well, I do have 12. Once again, Bollinger and Chen on the art. 14, there we go. 13 is what I was missing. And we skip to 14. Number 15. And in this one, we do have an appearance by Exo Man of War. Number 16 is also cover art by Sean Chen, Catherine Bollinger, John Ostrander. You do get some appearances from characters from Magnus, Spylock, Tekla, Magnus, Slagger. All make appearances in this particular story. Number 17. Sean Chen and Catherine Bollinger with John Ostrander on the story here as well. And then we do have a little bit of a mix-up from that point on, with 18 through 22 being different artists and storytellers. So this is the end of the very last one of the run of Sean Chen, Bollinger, and Ostrander being involved in Raya and the Future Force. And then we move on to this one here, number 18. Cover art here is by Rodney Ramos. Story by Tony Bedard. And you also, once again, have Magnus, Spylock, Octavian appearances in this storyline as well. Number 19. Happy New Year, New Year's celebration. Cover here. Jim Calafor with David DeVry doing the story. Number 20. Change it up again. This is Dave Ross and Rodney Ramos on the cover with Tony Bedard doing story, as well as number 21. Now 21, I do like the cover art on this. The first appearance of the Star Watchers in this particular comic as well. And as you can see, this included the free Upper Deck Valiant era card inside. They had collectible cards from all the different comics in the Valiant universe. And I actually have collected several full sets of that Valiant card era set. And the last one I have in my collection is number 22, which is cover art by Dean Ross and Rodney Ramos. Once again, appearances by the Star Watchers, story by Tony Bedard. And once again, that is the last book I have in my collection. I have about half of the books of this whole run. Like I said, it goes from 0 all the way through 33, starting out as Rye, then turning into Rye and the Future Force. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video. Check out some old covers. Hear a little bit about the history. Maybe something here might interest you as well. If you like the video, hit like. Subscribe if you want to watch more. Feel free to leave any feedback or comments down below. And thank you for watching.